Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Sagittarius, let's jump on in. We're going to start with looking at the overall energy for your past, present, and future energies with oracle cards, and then we'll dive in a little bit deeper into the story with tarot. So we're going to first start here with the overall energy for your recent past to get an idea of what you guys have kind of been dealing with recently. What has Sagittarius been dealing with as of recently? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Be in service. Okay. I feel like your energy recently, okay, hang on, catch your breath, intuition, and you are worth it. Okay, yeah. Your energy recently has been a lot about giving energy and support and love to others. And I feel like that hasn't been fully reciprocated, or like you haven't seen the results or the payoff from this yet. Now, I don't necessarily mean this in the sense that we should always expect things in return when we're showing up for others, right? Not everything we do should be coming from that transactional place, but we certainly should feel like there's a balance in our life. Like we are equally receiving to the extent in which we are showing up. And I feel like there has been this lack of balance in your world. And I don't think that this necessarily is just talking about one specific aspect. I feel like this could really be kind of across the board in your life. Maybe in your career or in your job, you find yourself giving way more than you're getting. Maybe in your relationships, your friendships, just kind of across the board. And I feel like it's been really frustrating for you because it's starting to make you, or has made you, question your worth. Because, when you show up and you give everything you have to the people around you, to the situations around you, but then, it's kind of crickets whenever you need support, or no one's really there for you to reciprocate whenever you're, not at your best. It can suck, right? Like it can feel really discouraging. And I feel like this is something you guys have been dealing with maybe even for a lifetime. And I feel like it's, for some reason, this theme is coming up in like your recent events that have kind of taken place in your life. So let's see what this means for Sagittarius' current energy. Where is Sagittarius at the moment? Because being in service for others is important, right? Like, for sure. But it's also important for you to feel as if your needs are being met, as if you are getting what you need to fill up your cup as well. So you have heightened your vitality. Another way is kind of like heightening your vibration. It's the second time we're seeing this catch your breath. And then you have this acceptance of love card with keep your dreams alive. So right now you're being asked to try to focus on achieving and maintaining a higher vibration. This feels like opening your heart up to receive. It almost feels like you're going to start seeing the payoff of the energy and the effort and the time and everything that you've really been putting in. Now, this might not necessarily appear in the way that you think, because with keep your dreams alive, a lot of times with that card, I kind of feel this energy of things like becoming what it is you ultimately desire, your dreams ultimately coming true, but maybe in a way that's a little bit different than you expected. And I feel like that's where you have this acceptance of love card, is kind of opening your heart up to whatever does kind of play out from here, especially if you are in a state of burnout. Like you might just kind of be at this place where you're like, I can't keep giving, my heart, my soul to people or to situations when there's a lack of reciprocation. And honestly, that's a good place to get, because that's where you start to set boundaries. That's where you start to kind of decide that you're worth more than where you're at. And I feel like that's kind of been the energy that you're in recently. And maybe that's why this past energy is showing up the way that it is it's with the You Are Worth It card. Maybe you kind of got to a point where you were like, I can't do this anymore. This isn't sustainable. This isn't good enough for me. And that, again, that's a good thing, because that's where change really does start to happen, is when we kind of get tired of the way that things are. And so recently, it feels like you've been in an energy of raising your vibration, and you're being asked to continue to focus on and maintain that, and to open yourself up for where that takes you and what you're able to receive from here. Remember, if this does sound vague, it's because it is. This is just overall energy. We'll dive deeper into the story and what all of this really means when we get into tarot. So let's see what Sagittarius needs to know moving forward. It kind of feels like the dynamics in your life are starting to shift. It's like you're in this place of no longer being willing to accept less than what you deserve. And maybe that even put you in a period of isolation, or a period of having to spend some time alone because you were no longer willing to accept less. And I feel like that's what's really going to pay off here, is it feels like this has really been a period of you, Sagittarius, acting from this place. Yeah, because literally, fresh approach and shift your energy with breakthrough. It feels like you've really been, and then empowerment, acting from this place of knowing your worth and knowing that you're deserving of so much more than what you have been accepting. And maybe I think that's kind of what I meant, is like that hasn't paid off yet. But I feel like you're going to start to see that shift happen. I feel like, because with this fresh approach, it kind of feels like you are approaching your life from a different place. And this empowerment is new for you, not in the sense that like you were weak before or anything like that, but it kind of feels like you've really kind of stepped into your power here recently, Sagittarius, and that's leading you to some sort of breakthrough in your life. I think that you're going to start to see some changes that really align with this shift that you've been experiencing recently. So this is good. I mean, I feel like you're being asked to really maintain that power that you are stepping into. And again, a lot of times, and it kind of goes back to what I was saying, and I experienced this in my own journey too, when I kind of got to a point in my life where I was tired of my relationships being the way that they were, and, being undervalued in my world, and just a lot of different things that I kind of got fed up with. It did require me to have to raise my standards to the extent of being willing to say no to anything that didn't meet them. And a lot of times that really makes us know our worth and our value more than we ever really have, because it requires us to stand tall in the truth that we are worthy and deserving of more. But the more that we stand tall in that truth, the more that we put that energy out there, the more that we do attract what it is that we truly deserve. There's a quote that kind of goes around social media, and it talks about how it's funny how when you decide you're deserving of more, the universe really shows up to make that happen. And it does, but it also does take time. Overall theme of this reading for Sagittarius. Good fortune. Look at that. And relief. I feel like this is where you're headed. You have this good fortune and relief card. These two cards here. It's interesting because I feel like you're kind of in an energy of lack right now. Not maybe fully, but I do, and I still kind of get this feeling that you haven't yet seen the results or the payoff of kind of a recent shift in your energy. And that's natural. I do feel like that's kind of part of it, right? Because when you're really fed up with everything and you're like, I can't continue to be in this relationship or to stay at this job where I'm completely undervalued, and you make changes, it's easier when you're feeling motivated and you're feeling empowered, but that empowerment kind of ebbs and it flows, right? There's going to be days where your fear is going to be a little bit more present, your self-doubt's going to be a little bit more present, and those are the days where you're really, or the moments where you're really being asked to tap into that empowerment or that deeper sense of knowing your worth and what you're deserving of. So I feel like you can expect things to work out in your favor here. I really do. Even if you've been on this path for a really long time. I do. I feel like it's like this positive shift. And I will say I've felt this in like all of my collective readings this round. Is I feel like things are really starting to shift. It's like the best way that I can describe it is like in the favor of the good guys. I don't know necessarily like how else to put it than that. So I'm not sure, but I do feel like you have good things to look forward to here. All right. Let's see. Let's dive into the story a little bit more here, Sagittarius. Let's start with this past energy. So what kind of happened here? I want to know what happened to kind of move you into this shift. Because you have to remember, you are absolutely worthy of all that you have to give. All the love, all the support, all the energy that you have to give, the effort. You're deserving of all of it. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. All right, past energy here for Sagittarius. The Tower. Ooh, what happened? Because the Tower is kind of like, I mean, if you're familiar with tarot, I know that you kind of know what the Tower means here. Ooh, but then there's the Magician. Oh. Okay, hang on. The Three of Wands, and then the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so this is kind of that epitome of the saying, when you pray for flowers, don't be surprised when it starts to rain. And a lot of times what that means, and actually what I was going to say about the Tower card, is the Tower is it really comes in to shake things up. And it's not always in a negative way, but it is very world rocking. It can shake the foundation of what you've kind of built and sometimes even crumble it to the foundation so that foundation can be adjusted. And a lot of times this happens whenever we're asking for more in our life, when we ask for more love, when we ask for more abundance, when we ask for more good in our world. A lot of times what happens is the universe comes in and shakes things up, which requires on some level us to let go of things that aren't capable of aligning with that good that we desire. So if you're asking for more love in your life, but then you find yourself in like losing a relationship, what that could really mean is the universe is actually setting the stage for relationships that are capable of providing you with the level of love that you do truly deserve and desire. Because this Lovers in reverse energy is an energy of being in places that don't fully align with your worth. Places, situations, relationships. And I feel like this Tower really came in to help you manifest what it is that you deserve and desire. But with the Three of Wands here, it's really dark out, so I'm really relying on my ring light today, so that's why this is so reflective. But this Three of Wands here is really, it pushed you quite a bit out of your comfort zone. And I feel like it's interesting because this is actually leading you to what it is you originally wanted, but not in the way that you expected. And I said that, right, in this current energy with the Keep Your Dreams Alive card. And I feel like that's why things have been so challenging recently. I will say, like, and I've had a lot of Sagittariuses just kind of in the comments talk about how this year has been difficult for you guys. And I do think that it's been a challenging year for a lot of people, because I feel like this has been a year of really like, not just for Sagittarius, just like collectively, of really putting your faith to the test. And the best way that I can explain that, and I don't mean that in the sense that like the universe is testing you, going, oh, what are you going to do? I mean this in the sense that a lot of times when we're trying to create a better world for ourselves, we have to be willing to go through the periods of times where things are uncertain or aren't happening in the way that we expect, to believe that they're actually going to work out in a way that's better. And I feel like it's so hard to I know this from experience, it's so hard to think that way in the moment, but I do feel like in this past energy, you were in spaces and places that you didn't align, and I feel like, I don't know if this tower was necessarily your decision or not, but I feel like it was necessary. It was necessary because you weren't meant to settle here. There's more for you out there, and I feel like that's where you're currently being led to now. But right now, you're being asked to maintain that higher vibration of believing that things are working out for you, which it's not always easy to do. I know that. I know. Current energy for Sagittarius. So what is Sagittarius currently dealing with? And I don't want to take away from the experience and say like you should just be happy that things are working out like this. That's toxic positivity, and that doesn't help anybody, right? You need to feel however you need to feel, but holding on to faith is about believing that although things are, not working out the way that you wanted them to or the way you expected them to, that they are still working out, because that's what this reading is talking about. And again, a lot of it, I do feel like is coming from this place of you recognizing that you are deserving of more. Sagittarius. Okay, current energy for Sagittarius. Yeah, and I said it, didn't I? 5 of Pentacles. I said I felt like you were in a place of lack right now. Just feeling as if what you want or what you desire isn't finding its way to you. But then you have this 7 of Swords, which is really talking about in the Chariot, the way that just flipped over. The 7 of Swords to me really represents that there's so much that you don't know. There's so much at play, so much in the 5D, so much support that you have in the divine realm. There's so many things that I feel like are being like set in motion. Set in motion, yeah. And I feel like that's why right now, the best thing you can do, because when we're wanting things to be different in our life, when we're wanting to attract more, to create more, to experience more, we have to learn how to embody the mindset and energy of abundance. And a lot of times what happens is when we're experiencing lack, we tend to give so much of our energy to what we don't have. We focus on how we have so far to go, or how we don't have the things that we need. And I'm not saying that you just shouldn't worry, or just, like I said, it's not toxic positivity, but making sure that you're also giving energy to the things that are good in your life, giving energy to gratitude, giving energy to what is working and what is going well. You might not love that job and you might be deserving of more, but focusing on the gratitude that you have money is important, because then that gives out this energy to the universe that says, I am grateful for where I'm at and I'm open to receiving more. When we give out this energy of lack, we create this barrier between the abundance that we desire and us. And the abundance that we desire might be trying to come toward us, but we're pushing it away because we're giving energy. I mean, breaking down the law of attraction to its most basic level, what you give energy to, you attract more of, right? When we're giving so much energy to what we don't have or what we lack, we are quite literally in those moments creating more lack. And this isn't to say that it's not ignoring that you lack certain things in your life. You can still desire more for yourself, but when your energy is in the vibration of lack, you're literally not open to receiving more, even though you're desiring it and craving it so much. So I feel like it's interesting because things kind of fell apart a little bit in this past energy. And I feel like maybe you had an expectation that you were going to rebuild a little bit quicker than you have, or that things were going to come to fruition a little bit quicker than they have. And that's understandable. But right now you're being asked to understand that there are things that are being set in motion for you. I really get that with the Chariot. The Chariot and the Seven of Swords. This is like things that you're unaware of that are being set in motion for you, that are going to lead you to this good fortune. I mean, this is good fortune and relief, right? So there's probably a lot of stress in your current reality about what you don't have or what you need. And I feel like, again, don't ignore those things. Sure, continue to have, to seek solutions. But when it comes to like what you can control right now, the biggest thing you can control is your mindset and where you put your energy. And focusing on gratitude and what is going well in your life is going to be incredibly important for you. Literally, Temperance. I felt like I needed to turn that first card over, because I talked about how things weren't happening in the time frame that you expected, right? Temperance is all about patience and all about maintaining balance and in the present moment. And I feel like, because there's the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, things are working out in your favor here, Sagittarius. I really do believe that that's the case. What did I see once? Well, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was like, oftentimes when you're desiring more in your life, it does require you to face the opposite. So if you desire healthier relationships, there's a period of your life of loneliness and isolation because you are saying, no, I'm not accepting anything less than what I deserve. When you're trying to create more wealth in your life, you actually feel a little bit less wealthy because you're setting money aside for saving and things like that. A lot of times when you're trying to create something in your life, you are required to face the opposite of what it is that you desire, believing that you're deserving of the thing that you desire. So I feel like that's the period that you're in right now, and maybe this period's been lasting for a really long time, and maybe that's where a lot of the frustration is stemming from. And you are incredibly valid in your feelings of frustration. But again, when we give energy to lack and frustration and we stay there, we create more of that. Gratitude is the name of the game here. Heightening that vibration is the name of the game. Focusing on what's thriving, focusing on what's working, trying to tap into an energy of joy. I feel like all of those things are incredibly important for you right now. And maybe you are, and this is just confirmation that things are going to work out. All right, what does Sagittarius need to know moving forward? Empowerment with breakthrough. Two of Cups. Ace of Cups. Ooh. Whoa. Five of Wands. Nine of Swords. Ooh. Okay. Six of Cups, Empress. This Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups to me really represents opportunities that align with your heart, your soul, your purpose, that align with you. Because the Two of Cups to me is really about, a lot of people think like external love. I really see the Two of Cups as like this alignment of your relationship with yourself, in a sense, like that connection to you. And the most fulfillment that we're going to find in this world is when we align with what's really truly meant for us, right? But in order to align with what's really truly meant for us, we have to be willing to let go of and say no to anything that isn't that. That's the period you're in right now. This is about opportunities that align with what it is you do truly deserve, who you truly are, where you belong, that you might be unaware of right now. But the biggest thing, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, that's holding you back from these, because one of the things I want to remind you when it comes to like future readings in tarot is this is not a specific date. and time. It's all about energy alignment. It's all about when you get to a certain point on your journey, this is when these things happen. And for everyone, this is going to be different, right? Depending on you, your specific growth journey, all of those things. So the biggest thing that's keeping these things away, what really belongs with you, is, and this is what's hard, is the fear that they're never gonna happen. Because what's happening is the more you fear that the things that you desire are never gonna happen, the more you're gonna settle. The more you're going to accept less than what you deserve. The more that you are going to go with the Six of Cups here to what's familiar. And then we start the process all over again. So this reading, if you think about it, is really kind of representing a cycle. Settling for less than what you deserve, that kind of falling apart, sitting in an energy of lack, either creating what it is you do truly deserve or going back to settling for less than what you deserve. Now, one of the things that's absolutely the most difficult about not settling for less than what you deserve is a lot of times we don't really truly realize what's actually possible for us. So we settle for less than what we deserve unintentionally because we truly don't know what's possible for us. And that's why right now I feel like you're really being asked to, with this acceptance of love, to open your heart to more than you've ever believed you were deserving of before. Because if things in the past didn't work out because they were less than what you deserve, the worst thing you can do is accept that same level, right? So what you can do right now is trust that the universe is leading you toward new opportunities, that there are things that are working out in your favor that are going to lead you toward new opportunities. One of the best things, I always talk about this in when I'm working with clients or when I'm doing readings, is that manifestation is easy. There's really 2 steps and it's easy in theory, but get very clear on what you want in this life, what you want and what you deserve, how you want to feel, how you want to be respected, how you want to be treated. Get very clear on that and then say no to anything that isn't that. And the more that you say no to less than what you deserve, the more you, in those moments, attract what you do. But the problem is that's going to create a lot of fear and anxiety because it's so different than settling. It's blind faith is what it is. It's trusting in what you can't see. It's trusting in what you don't know. But that empowerment will lead you to a breakthrough. It will lead you to this good fortune. It will lead you to wherever it is you're meant to go from here, which is so much further than where you've been, right? But we can't get there if we're accepting or settling for less. So I'm going to hop on over to the extended, but first I want to talk about a workshop that I am going to be doing in January, which is all about reclaiming your power to create the life that you desire. And the workshop is going to be held live via Zoom. Any information on this workshop is below underneath the links to the extended, but it does require a sign up. But if you can attend it live, there will be a recording sent out the next day. I've done a workshop in the past. It got sold out pretty quick. So if this is something that kind of resonates with you or that you might be interested in, feel free to kind of check out the video, like I said, that's in the description box below that gives a little bit more information on what it is. And then in the description box of that video is all of the information on how to sign up and everything. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment or to email me. But in regard to this extended, we're going to hop on over to it. We're going to look at the deeper energies at play and what you need to do right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.